The Cowboys-Lions game will come down to what?
I think it's really going to come down to if Detroit can run the football. They've got some injuries. Amon-Ra, probably isn't going to play based on what we're hearing. They're going to have to win running the football and getting back to making some big plays there. And then on the flip side, obviously the Cowboys made these moves to stop the run. Can they stop the run and force the pass game of Detroit to beat them? I think will be the key.
Okay. The Packers and Bears playing for the first of two times over the next 3 weeks with the division completely up in the air right now will come down to what in Lambeau Field on Sunday?
Man, I think it's two things. I think it's Jordan Love taking care of the football because the Bears, albeit not great on defense, they've been great at getting turnovers, and that's been the difference for them. And then I think, like we saw last week, is can the Packers stop the run? The Bears were awesome running the football against the Eagles. And we talked earlier about Caleb just being explosive but not efficient. If you can force it into Caleb Williams' hands and force him to have to be efficient, I think that's the best formula for the Packers to get the win.
Okay. And now the Steelers and the Ravens, both at 6-6, leaking oil coming off of last week. What do you have? That'll come down to what there?
I really feel it's going to come down to the Ravens offense.
What is wrong with it? What is happening with the Ravens offense right now? Does Lamar look the same to you? Does he look? What's happening?
He doesn't look the same. He doesn't look as comfortable. And it's both running. I actually thought it looked like he added that gear this past week running the football, which I felt like he was still a little slow in that area before. But I thought he added that gear. But I still feel like he's uncomfortable in the pocket right now. And so he makes some great throws without question, but he's missing some throws, and he's missing them badly, which isn't normal, for Lamar Jackson. And so there's something going on there since he's came back where he just hasn't looked and felt as comfortable to me. But he's still, again, he's a guy kind of like Caleb that is always going to give you some explosive. And so he usually does enough for them to win, but he hasn't been the efficient and explosive Lamar Jackson that we've seen. So he's missed some opportunities that normally he makes and are difference makers. And so, this past, I think it really just comes down to that offense. How efficient is that offense? They should have won against Cincinnati last week, but they just turned the ball over and made a bunch of fluky, weird plays in that game that just gave Cincinnati opportunity after opportunity. And that to me is this game. I'm not sure the Steelers, are better in any facet unless the Ravens help them out. And so to me, it's going to come down to Lamar Jackson and the efficiency of that Ravens offense. But I definitely think the Ravens are the better team.
And at the same time, in the 8-game 1 Eastern window, 8 games going on at once, Joe Burrow and the Bengals in Buffalo. Man, that will come down to what?
It's a good question. I think it'll probably come down to Cincinnati's defense stopping the run more than anything else. Can they bow up and give Joe some opportunities? I think Joe's going to find ways to score the football as he always does. But if you can, the slow death of Buffalo running the football, as we saw last week, I think is going to be key. If you can force Josh and that, group to have to throw it continually, I think there'll be some mistakes. Josh is at times playing really fast this year, faster than he needs to in the pass game. So they settle it down by running the football. So that to me is going to be the key facet, I believe, of this game.
And then Sunday Night Football, I think I know what the answer is, but I'll say it anyway because the Chiefs are at 6-6. The Texans and the Chiefs come down to what on Sunday night?
Oh, man. As crazy as it sounds, because I know we want to probably talk about Mahomes against that defense, which is obviously going to be a critical factor.
Yes.
I'm going the other side. I thought C.J. Stroud played one of his best games. I was a little worried coming back off the 3 games out with the concussion. I thought he played one of his best games of the year last week. And so I believe it could come down to that side because early in the year, it was more about the defense holding things down. And the offense really couldn't get anything going. The offense got some things going and looked pretty good last week at times. And so if they can take that next step offensively with some of the struggles against the Chiefs that we've seen from the Chiefs defense, I believe that could be the key factor, because Mahomes is going to win some. The Texans defense is going to win some. That's going to be a great matchup and a fun matchup to watch. But I think it could fall on the other side. How efficient is C.J. Stroud? And if he makes a step from what they did last week, that could go a long way in getting them this win.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.